topic Simplifying Algebraic Fractions from Algebra. Now the prior knowledge required for this topic is that you should know how to write a fraction in its simplest form. So here you can see 25 and 35. Now in 5's table you have 5 times 5 is 25 and 5 times 7 is 35. So you can see that 5 is the common factor for 25 and 35. You divide the numerator and the denominator by the same term and the fraction in its simplest form becomes 5/7. So this is the key skill that you need before learning simplification of algebraic fractions, because this is exactly the same concept that we are going to use. It's just that you have variables coming in the fractions in the numerator and in the denominator. So let's start with level 1, reminding the lesson objective to simplify algebraic fractions. Starting with level 1, the first question is 2x divided by 4y. Now the variables are x and y. You can see that the numbers 2 and 4 can be simplified as 1x over 2y. I divided the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2 because 2 is a common factor for the numbers. So this is my answer. Or in case you can also write x over 2y, which is right. Question 2. 5ab over 10b. Now looking at the numerical part, you have 5 and 10. Now the common factor between 5 and 10, you have 5 there. And you have a b, which is common for the numerator and denominator. So I'm going to divide the numerator by 5b and you'll divide the denominator by 5b. Your answer is going to be a over 2. Now some students even feel comfortable writing it in this way: 5 times a times b over 10 times b. You can use the cancellation method where the common terms can be cancelled. This is 1 time and this is 2. So you have a over 2. This method can also be followed. Either way, the answer remains the same. Moving on to level 2. First question. You have a quadratic expression in the denominator. Now one of the common errors that I have seen is that students have a tendency to cancel x from here and an x from here, and they just write 3/4 minus x squared, which is wrong. Avoid this mistake and look at the right way of doing this question. You can see x is the common term that you have in the numerator and in the denominator. So 3x over x, you're factorizing the denominator. You have x as the common term and 4 minus x. So this is going to be the denominator. Now you can cancel the x from the numerator and the denominator, and the answer becomes 3/4 minus x. That's it. Moving on to question 2. Now 2x the whole squared minus 8x over 4x. 2x the whole square can be written as 4x squared. So let me just show you. 2x the whole square means you square 2, you square x. So you have 2 squared times x squared giving you 4x squared. Now 4x squared minus 8x over 4x. Now can you look for the common factors? You have 4 and 4. You have an x. And here again 8 can be written as 4 times 2. So you can see a 4 there too. Now factorize the numerator. You can see 4x is the common factor. What remains is x minus, you have 8. So 4x is the common factor taken out. So you have 2. You can just check 4x times 2 gives you 8x over 4x. Cancelling the terms 4x from the numerator and the denominator. What is left is x minus 2, which is your answer. Try to solve the next question. You can just pause the video and I'll be sharing the answers. In level 3 questions, you can see the numerator and the denominator are quadratic functions. So let's see how to solve this question. Factorizing the numerator, I will take x as the common term. So what remains inside the bracket is x minus 3 for the numerator. And here the denominator is a quadratic function. I will be using the sum and product method to factorize this expression. I have the sum equal to -2 and my product is going to be a times c. Here a times c, my a is 1 and my c is -3. Please don't forget the negative sign. So multiplying them gives me the product. Which is 1 times -3. I'm looking for two numbers where my product is a -3 and my sum is going to be -2. Let me list the numbers. I have -1 and 3, 3, -3 and 1. So the two numbers which is going to give me a sum -2 will be -3 and 1. My sum here is -2. So factorizing them, I can say it's x minus 3 and x plus 1, as I have got the two terms -3 and 1, which is giving me the product -3 and the sum -2. So you can just write it as x minus 3 and x plus 1. The next part is cancelling the common terms from the numerator and the denominator. So my answer will be x divided by x plus 1. That's it. Thank you.